See what I mean about having your wits about you? Good morning. And today is, well, it's Devil's Bridge Day. We're going to run up to Devil's Bridge. And I can't remember the last time I was there. Not sure I've been since possibly my sports bike days. It's been a good few years since I've been up to Devil's Bridge, so we're taking the scenic route up there, me and Mike. He's behind me today. We've just gone through the inn at Whitewell and taking these nice little back roads all the way up to Devil's Bridge, which I'm sure will be absolutely rammed on a day like today. It is absolutely glorious today. Is there any better country to go to and to be in when the weather's like this? It's coming into the last week of May. We're in what's being classed as a heat wave. It's a balmy, I don't know, 23, 24 degrees at the minute maybe. And it's a great day to be out on the bike. Obviously you've got all the doom mongers who will have you believe that this kind of weather is the apocalypse. And whether you believe there's some truth to that or not, it's still bloody great to be out and about in it, I have to say. I'd rather it be like this than it has been so far in May, like 12 degrees, pouring down with rain. I'm pretty miserable. I'll settle for this every day of the week. So as you'll see, the ALC screen is now set up and in place, which I'm very happy with. Nice easy fit, seems to be doing the job pretty well. The only little issue I have yet to resolve, and I think when I do I'm pretty much done with the bike, is there's a little screen extender. Morning chaps. I am getting a little bit of buffeting from this screen. This is on its tallest setting, so it's an adjustable screen, so it's at its highest setting, but I'm still getting a little bit of buffeting. I think it might be made worse by the fact that I'm wearing a peaked helmet and an adventure lid. I think the wind is just catching underneath the peak of the lid, but it'd be a damn sight cheaper to add a little screen extender, a little screen wind deflector, than it is to buy a new lid. So I think I'll get one of them ordered when I get back today. I did notice quite a lot of buffeting on the motorway on the way up, especially on the M6. So I'm sure a little kicker will resolve that issue. And then I think all the little jobs will be done just in time for this amazing weather that we're forecast for the rest of this week. And I am off work. No work for me this week. 26, 27 degrees all week, I believe, so it'll be a mix of sitting in the garden, jumping in the pool in the garden, having a few beers, and hopefully getting out on the bike a couple of times. Which sounds to me like a very decent way to spend a week off work. This fella will have no idea I'm behind him, because as far as I can see, he's got no mirrors. And I know I always say this, and at the risk of repeating myself, we are so lucky in the Northwest, just so lucky. There's so much of this 30 minutes or 40 minutes away from where we live, all right on our doorstep. Absolutely fantastic part of the world. I really do genuinely feel sorry for people who can't experience this on a motorcycle. Watch out, Mr. Sheepy. I mean, there's nothing wrong going for a day out in the car. I love it as much as the next person, but in terms of being out and seeing the countryside, there is nothing better than doing it by bike. Absolutely nothing. I don't care what anyone says. You can have an open top Ferrari or a Porsche on these roads. It is not the same, and it's not the same experience as being out on a motorcycle, where pretty much every ride, every time you go out, feels like a bit of an adventure. Watch it, Lammy. It is without doubt the most engaging, exciting method of transport there is. I don't know if I've actually said this before, but I always find that riding the bike, especially out in places like this, just reminds you of being a kid. That sense of freedom you had when you were a kid, riding your BMX or your chopper or your Grifter or wherever it is you rode. Your sister's fold-up bike with a shopping basket on the front, whatever it was. You knew whenever you jumped on that bike and went out, you didn't really know where you were going to end up. You didn't know what adventures were in store. You didn't know what mishaps might happen along the way. And for me, riding a bike is just an adult way to tap into that feeling, I think, anyway. The sense of freedom is, I know it's a very cliche thing, isn't it? Everyone says, oh, get a motorbike, you get a sense of freedom. I understand everybody says it, but it's true. They say it for a reason, because it's true, I think. It just wouldn't be the same going along this road, in this environment, in a car with your air conditioning on and your radio blasting. It's still fun, but it cannot compare to this. And with these types of roads, you have to be engaged. On a bike, you have to be switched on. There's some pretty decent potholes along this road, and it's twisty and it's turny and it's narrow. There's traffic coming the other way occasionally, and you have to keep switched on and have your wits about you. You certainly can't relax and switch off, because you'll either put it into that ditch there, or you'll be having an early Sunday dinner by hitting one of these poor fellas. Now you could argue that these lads who are just coming past me now, they're accessing it in an even more pure form. But my God, I wouldn't like to go. I wouldn't like to be tackling these hills on a push bike. Maybe 25 years ago, but not now. So yeah, for me, this type of riding, where it's not easy and it's a bit technical and it's a bit sketchy in places, and you're out in the middle of nowhere, it takes you right back to my childhood. And I find it's the perfect antidote to all the shit that's going on in the world at the minute. It's a bit of a scary time, and I'm not going to get political by any stretch, but there's an awful lot of weird stuff going on, and a lot of unpleasantness and a lot of uncertainty and a lot of tension, a lot of people worried about a lot of things. But for me, the only thing I'm worried about at the minute is a sheep stepping out in front of me or hitting a massive pothole. And those types of worries I can comfortably deal with. So my advice is switch the news off if you're one of the few people who still watch the news. Switch it off. Try not to worry about it too much. get out on two wheels. See what I mean about having your wits about you? So we're just on the final run in here to Devil's Bridge, half a mile away, and a very nice little ride up, I have to say. The sat-nav has taken us on a bit of a quirky route, I think. A couple of suspect recommendations from it that we've had to bypass, some dusty country lanes that we've cruised straight past and stuck to the sensible roads. But here we are, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how busy do we think it's going to be on a day like today? Let's find out, shall we? Oh, looks like a 10 to me. Yeah, pretty busy. Yeah, it's chocker. It'd be handy if the coppers didn't take up half the spaces. It's taxed at MOT, doesn't it? Still, at least there's no danger of anyone nicking it. So, a bit of a change of plan. We were planning on going straight home after the stop off at Devil's Bridge, but instead we've come across into the lakes and thought we'd nip over the Kirkstone Pass. Why, it's such a lovely day, and it's still relatively early, but we've stopped at the side of the road. Mike's brought his cooking gear. He has put a brew on for us, and while we just quickly checked the internet, we discovered the Kirkstone Pass is apparently closed. It's going to be closed for the next 12 weeks or so, at least according to Google. So we thought, rather than carry on and then end up hitting a road closed sign, we'd double back and make our way back towards the M6. So we're just heading into Windermere. I'm hoping the traffic will be light going out of Windermere, because I'm sure it'll be busy coming in. But we'll just scoot straight back to the M6 and then jump on that, head south, and be home in a couple of hours. And just by chance we bumped into Neil at the Devil's Bridge stop-off. Neil's one of the guys who comes camping with us, who's away with us to Scotland for a couple of weeks, and just by chance, like seemingly half the bikers in the northwest, he seemed to be at Devil's Bridge at the same time as we did. So quick brew and a catch up with Neil, and then, as I said, we've come over headed west over into the lakes. Quick stop for a brew, and I think we're pretty much done now. It is a little bit on the warm side. It's showing 21 degrees, but it feels like it's a damn sight hotter than that. Especially when you stop, it's absolutely baking. So I'll be glad to get home, get shorts and t-shirt on, maybe have a little dip in the pool, a couple of cold beers, and wrap the day up nicely. So that's us done for today. Long slog on the motorway back, but it was well worth it. Got to make the most of this weather when it happens, haven't you? A great day's riding, 100 miles so far, probably more like 170 by the time we get back. What a cracking way to spend your bank holiday Sunday. So as ever, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers for now.